you like the sights and sounds of vintage racing and you want to learn more about how we could help you get on track, click on our logo at any time or visit michaelsvintageracing.com. Welcome to the medium bore feature race at Pitt Race, week 1 of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. This weekend we were tasked with shaking down Tom Grudevich's very fast 1966 Ginetta G4, and things are going great. The car's dialed in, Dad did a great job qualifying on pole, and I couldn't be more excited to start the race. There's a very fast Lotus Super 7 gridded next to me, so I know that I have to beat him to turn 1 and then try to pull away as much as I can before the braking zone into turn 3. The sound of the Ginetta's Ford engine and the thrust it provides really send a tingle down your spine. It's a thrilling experience to defend the lead in a car like this one, and it's completely new to me. I'm going to try to relish it as much as I can while trying to keep the lead. Because this is a test weekend in a customer's car, I will not be using all of the RPM or testing the limits of the brakes. If I want to stay in the lead in this race, I'm going to have to try to be as fast and smooth through the corners as I can. This section of the old circuit is extremely bumpy. Keep an eye on my helmet as it bounces around. The camera's microphone can't stand up to the wind noise at these speeds. At the top of 3rd gear, I'm traveling 105 miles per hour, and at the top of 4th, almost 120. If that doesn't sound like very much, remember that I'm doing it in a 50-year-old car only a couple inches off the ground. Not only was my 3rd lap the fastest of my race and a full 6.5 seconds faster than my best time on Friday, but I set a new track record. starting to see some lap traffic in the distance. I know that I have a little bit of a lead to the Lotus, but if I want to keep that lead, I'm going to have to get through this traffic as quickly, cleanly, and safely as possible. Without any electronic helpers or hydraulic assist, the driver feels a direct connection to the racetrack as he drives. That's something you just can't match with a new car. I decide not to pass here because I'm pretty sure the yellow Triumph doesn't know that I'm next to him. And it looks like I'm right. There's a debris flag right before this heavy braking zone, and the car isn't slowing down as well as usual. Test the brakes before turn 1 and everything seems fine. A yellow flag warns me of a Porsche 911 spun off to my right. I avoid the normal racing line to check the grip under braking. My tires are starting to get greasy, and that'll cost me some cornering performance. see another yellow flag as I notice an Alfa Romeo spun in the center of the track and turning around. I'm going to pause the video quickly to describe the next few seconds in a little bit more detail. Aside from the debris flag earlier, the brakes have been working perfectly all race. That all changes on the way into turn 1. While it's easy for me to analyze everything now, in real time I was acting mostly on reflex. As I passed the number 3 brake marker, I hit the brakes like I've done every other lap. But this time, the car doesn't slow down at all. By the time I crest the hill, I'm pumping the brakes but still going much faster than I need to be to make this corner. I shift into second gear and start to rotate the car. As the car begins to rotate, I go both feet in, turn into the slide, and slowly slide off the outside of the turn. I restart the car as quickly as possible and take off. I'm still in the lead, but I'm a bit shaken and unsure what just happened. I know the Lotus can't be far behind now, so I can't slow down very much. I know that I'm losing time testing the brakes into the braking zone, so I try to be as quick and smooth as possible through the corners. Couldn't be happier to see the checkered flag and take the medium bore win. I ended up only 4 seconds ahead of the Lotus by the end of the race. For those of you wondering, I believe I depressed both the brake and throttle into turn 1, causing what seemed like brake failure. Luckily, there was plenty of room and no major consequences. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. But most importantly, visit michaelsvintageracing.com if you think it's your turn to get into the driver's seat.